Mr. Farnham, could I have a word, please? Look, I know what an upsetting time this is for you.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask your wife to take a breath test.
Hi, Dave.
Hi. I take it Max hasn't rung here, Julia?
No, love, why?
I've had some terrible news.
All right. Yeah, until I tell you to stop, please. All right, that's all right, Mrs. Farnham.
So, does that mean it's okay?
You aren't over the limit, but it is telling us that you have drunk some alcohol.
That's ridiculous. She had the children with her, for God's sake. There's no way she'd be drinking and driving with them in the car. The machine must be faulty.
No, I had some wine at the restaurant. Just a glass. I think it was just a glass.
You've been drinking?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't...
No. It's okay. It's okay. Look, can we go back and see our daughter and see the state my wife's in?
Yeah, of course, but we will need to see Mrs. Farnham again.
Why?
We'll need to take a statement from her when she's feeling up to it.
Well, haven't you got all the information you need?
There are just a couple of matters we need to clear up.
Such as?
Such as whether the children were wearing their seatbelts when the accident happened.
Well, of course they must have been. Weren't they?
They were arguing. We'd had such a lovely day, but they were tired and they wouldn't listen. I told them to sit down. I did, Max. Honestly, I did, but they just kept going on, and I should have stopped. I know I should, but I wanted to get them home, and then Emily, she was trying. I had told her to sit down, Max, but she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen, and Matthew, he was trying. He was trying. I was so angry, and I was shouting at them. I told them I was sick of them. I told them I could kill the pair of them, but I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I killed him, didn't I? Matthew's dead, and it's all my fault.
It was an accident, Susanna.
You don't really believe that, Max. You're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. Why did I have that drink? Why didn't I stop the car? They didn't have their seatbelts on, so why didn't I stop? Why? Answer me, Max, why?
Mr. and Mrs. Farnham.
Yes.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. I've only just got out of surgery. We're taking Emily down to theatre as soon as we can.
Right, and will she be all right after the operation?
Well, with any operation, there's always an element of risk. But we're satisfied that her condition's stable enough to go ahead. We need to remove the fragment of metal from her leg.
But she'll be all right afterwards.
Our main concern is that we're still not sure how severe Emily's internal injuries are.
But she's not going to die, is she? I mean, she can't. We've already lost our son.
We'll do everything we can for her, Mrs. Farnham. I promise you.
I'll have to get a move on. Paul here, he'd be wondering where I am.
Don't be late opening up for me. If you need your way, just come in and remember.
All right. Stop worrying, will you? Anyway, even if I am a bit late opening up, Mick's not going to be bothered. He'll still be on a high after filling his boots on his honeymoon.
You get weird. Away? I didn't know we were getting a phone box. Well, come in handy when we get cut off.
Why do you keep going on about money? Stop worrying. We'll manage. And listen, you give me a ring if you need anything, OK?
Jimmy, how many more times? I'm pregnant, not ill.
Yeah. And everyone round here knows who buys since I put the record straight. Listen, don't forget.
Yes.
All
If
right.
I need anything, I'll ring you. Go on. Sure.
Jackie?
Hiya.
All right, love. I'm afraid I'm the bearer of bad news.
Why, what's up?
Little Matthew Farnham was killed yesterday.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Car crash. Apparently Susanna was driving. She seems okay, but my little Emily's in a bad way. She's on a life support machine. Poor little beggars.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Max and Susanna are still down in the hospital now. Tragic, innit? Anyway, I expect Bing will be organising some kind of whip round for the flowers and that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'll just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. She'll be all right. I know she will. She never gets ill, not even a cold. She'll be strong enough for the operation, won't she, Max? Max?
Sorry, I was trying to remember what the last thing I said to Matthew was, and I can't remember. I don't think I even said goodbye to him. I was in a rush, you see. I had to meet that rep. While I was sampling the latest Rioja, making stupid jokes. My son was dying.
Don't, Max.
And that's true. I was having a bloody good time. While I was laughing, my son was laying in a road, dying. So pathetic.
Max, we came as soon as we could.
They told us at reception you were here.
Jackie Dixon rang to tell us. What's happened?
There's been an accident, David.
Are you all right, love? Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, my God, you look terrible. Where's little Matthew and Emily?
Emily's in there. They're going to do an operation on her leg. She also has some internal injuries.
Oh, no. Poor little thing.
What about Matthew? Is he hurt?
Matthew is dead, David.
Oh, dear God, no.
Dead? No, he can't be. I saw him just this morning having his breakfast. Oh, God, I don't believe it.
He died soon after he arrived here.
I don't want to say. I'm sorry, I don't.
It was my fault. I didn't have their seatbelts on. I should have stopped.
Susanna was trying to tell them to put
I should have stopped.
seatbelts.
And I shouldn't have been drinking.
No, she had some wine when she took the children for something to eat. She wasn't drunk.
No. I'm sure. No, of course not. Of course not.
I shouldn't even be here. It's not fair. It's me who should be dead, not Matthew.
It wasn't Susanna's fault. It was an accident. A car just pulled across in front of them, and there was nothing she could do.
Mr. Farnham's right, love. You can't go blaming yourself. You've suffered enough heartache already.
Mr. and Mrs. Farnham, we're taking Emily down for surgery now. So if you'd like to see her before we go.
Yes, we would.
Oh, and would you mind waiting in the relatives' room?
Yes, yes, of course.
I say a little prayer for her.
Julian.
This way.
Oh, Dave, I just can't take it all in. Oh,
You all right, darling?
oh, it must be the shock.
You will come and sit down.
Don't worry, darling. We'll be here when you wake up.
You'll be fine.
And the doctors will look after you. Dr. Burton. And then you...
The systolic's dropping. Let's get her back to ITU. Quick!
Emily!
What's wrong?
Oh, she can't die, she can't!
What's happening? I'm sorry, you have to stay here. Oh, no, please.
No, I have to be with her!
Please, Mrs. Farnham.
No, she needs her!
No, she needs the doctor. There's nothing we can do for her.
She can't die.
Him upstairs works in mysterious ways, but how could he let this happen to little Matthew and Emily? They're so young. And, oh, it doesn't make any sense at all, does it?
No. No, it doesn't.
We've managed to stabilise Emily's pulse, but she's losing a lot of blood from her internal injuries. So we're going to have to try and repair the damage to her liver and spleen.
So she's still in danger?
Well, it's a complicated operation, but we'll do our best.
Oh, thanks.
Here's your tea, Mr. Farnham. Such as it is. Do you know, I used to set standards in tea making when I worked here. Oh, if I'd have thought on, I could have made some butties before I came last night and brought them with me.
Well, actually, Julie, I'm not very hungry.
What time is it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Farnham. I didn't mean to wake you. It's nearly 7 o'clock.
Oh, how much longer, Max? She's been in the theatre for hours.
Don't know, darling.
She's in good hands. The doctors can work miracles these days.
Any news?
No, not yet.
I just gave Ron Dixon a ring to give him an update.
I expect he'll pass the word round.
Max.
We managed to repair the damage to Emily's spleen and liver, but I'm afraid the injury is worse than we originally realised.
But she'll be all right.
She's stable. I'm afraid that's the best we can expect at the moment. After such a serious operation, she's going to be extremely weak, and of course there is the other injury to the leg.
Does that mean she might... There's a chance we'll lose her?
I'm afraid that is a possibility, yes. But she got through the operation, so she's obviously got a lot of fight in her. You'll be able to go and see her in a few minutes. And then I suggest you both go home and try and get some rest. Oh, sorry, I'll have to get this.
Yeah, thank you.
I told you these doctors can work miracles these days, didn't I?
I want to see her, Max.
Would you like us to stay on and give you a lift home?
No, thank you, David. Look, why don't you and Julia get off home and, well, thanks.
Yes, right. Look, I'll pop into the restaurant later just to make sure everything's ship-shape.
And if there's anything you need...
Well, take care and, give my love to Emily, yes?
And mine. God bless.
Hey, come on. You heard what the doctor said, eh? Emily's got a lot of fight in her.
Are you starting work?
Well, I ought to get back to normal, whatever that means. You know, I almost feel like phoning George's boss, putting a stop to this transfer. Tell him what's been going on.
Oh, make them run even further, you mean?
Well, if that's what it takes. You know, I can't believe you can even contemplate condoning their actions.
Look, they're my children. I can't just watch them walk away.
Belle, I don't want to lose them either, but they're giving us no choice, can't you see? I mean, what about Dan? What kind of an example does this give to him? We have a responsibility to teach him some kind of morality.
Oh, so that's it then. We just cut them out of our lives, pretend they don't even exist.
Yes. Well, maybe it would be better all round if they didn't.
Why don't you go home and get some sleep? I'll stay here with Emily.
No. I want to stay here. Who gave you those?
Oh, staff nurse. The Matthew and Emily's things. Said a fireman brought this in before. Asked them to give it to Emily, but it's not hers, is it?
Yes. He gave it to us at the fire station. She wanted to give it to you. As a mascot. To keep you safe.
I'll keep it with me then.
Oh, I never got round to sewing that button on.
Come in, Julia.
All right, Bing. How's little Emily?
She's just about hanging on, poor little mite. Max and Susanna are still at the hospital.
I hope you don't mind me coming back here, Ron, but, well, I just couldn't face going back to the farmhands on my own.
No, no. Of course I don't mind, love. Look, if you want to lie down, you're very welcome, you know. You look jiggered.
Oh, thanks, Ron, but I don't think I could sleep for worrying.
Poor Max and Susanna, eh?
Oh, it's a tragedy. And poor Mrs. Farnham was driving, so you can imagine how she feels. But I told her she's not to blame herself. Just because she had a few to drink doesn't mean that she deserves this. Nobody does. Oh, how she'll ever get over this is beyond me. Do you mind if I use your bathroom, please, Ron?
Oh, no, of course not. Bing, do you know how the accident happened?
Not all the details, no. No, Susanna was too distraught to talk about it, as you can imagine.
It's just, well, Julia reckons that Susanna had been drinking.
A couple of glasses of wine, as far as I'm aware, yes. Why? What are you suggesting?
Nothing. No, it's just... Well, can you imagine how you'd feel if you were driving over the limit and you ended up being responsible for the death of your child? If it were me, I don't think I could live with that kind of guilt.
On me, love. Just called back to give you my good news. Your Jimmy is going back to school. Paul here, he's introduced me to this fella, Steve. He's on a course for ex-offenders. Job advice it's called. You can learn all kinds.
That's great.
Personal development skills, training vocational skills, all that caper, you know. It's for 3 months and starts on Monday. What's up? Jackie, what's the matter?
Oh, Jimmy, something terrible's happened.
What? Oh, my God, it's not the baby, is it? I told you to ring me if anything.
No, it's not the baby. The baby's fine.
Well, what is it, then?
Little Matthew Varnum has been killed in a car crash.
Oh, my God.
And Emily's on life support.
Poor Maxie and Susanna.
I've just been sitting here, you know, just thinking about our Jimmy and about this baby. And it's like what I said to you when I told you I was pregnant. About being given another go. And I meant what I said, Jimmy. I don't want to make the same mistake with this little one as we did the first time round.
No chance, love.
Oh, it's you. Thought you'd gone to work.
I forgot these.
Did you phone George's boss?
No, not yet. But don't waste your time trying to talk me out of it. I'm sorry if you've got a problem with that, but I can't change the way I feel about Nat and Georgia.
God, will you listen to yourself? You're pathetic. Problems? We don't have any problems. You know, we're lucky. We have 3 healthy children. Some people haven't got that.
Yes, and other people don't have a son and daughter who are having sex together, do they?
So you still think it would be easier if they, conveniently died, do you? Why didn't you ask Max and Susanna how easy it is to cope with children dying?
What?
Matthew died in a car accident yesterday. And Emily's in intensive care. So, they've lost one child forever. And they could possibly lose both of them. Never, ever see them again. Now, you said some horrible things about our own children earlier, and it hurt me very much to hear you say that, but now I just feel sorry for you. You may not care about seeing Nat and Georgia ever again, but I do. And I wonder which one of us will end up happiest.
Max, what happens if we lose him? How do we... What do we do?
We won't. We can't lose both our children. We can't.
Brookside continues tomorrow and all this week at the same time, 8:30.